Okay, great. Yes, Anuradha, what was the question?
The question is, if ascendant is in Aries, but in Ashwini or Kritika, Saturn would not aspect the ascendant. Is that correct?
Is ascendant in
Aries, but Ashwini or Kritika, then Saturn would not aspect the ascendant, because as of now the ascendant is showing to be Bharani and Saturn has an aspect to it. So if the ascendant turns out to be in Ashwini or Kritika, then would Saturn aspect it?
See this, I'm answering your question. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Sarvatobhadra Chakra is Nakshatra to Nakshatra. See this?
Yes, sir.
Anuradha to Bharani, Anuradha to Ashlesha, Anuradha to Vishaka. Is it crystal clear?
Yes.
We need to have a point. There is another opinion that even if there is no planet in the three nakshatras having Veda, okay, from a particular planet, let's assume there is no planet in Bharani, no planet in Ashlesha, no planet in Vishaka. Will this Saturn still have an effect? Correct? That can also be a question, right? Some are of the opinion no, some are of the opinion yes. As I mentioned earlier, every corner of India, people have experimented so much with Sarvatobhadra Chakra that people have come up with their own techniques. I mentioned this at the start. Am I right, Anuradha?
Yes, sir.
So, indirectly I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'll try to stick to what is normally considered. That is, the aspect is nakshatra to the nakshatra, the lata or the Veda, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Oh? Okay.
Yes.
Now, let us continue. Let us take, now can you all see the slides? You see the presentation on screen? Everyone? Anuradha?
Now, clear. I can see your slides.
Alright. Now, do you see rules for timing events? Do you see this slide?
Yes.
Okay. These are the rules. I will forward it to everyone, okay, of our Nakshatra batch. This is for the Nakshatra batch. Okay. And I'm just giving few rules. Few rules. I'm just trying to make it simple. Okay. But on purpose, I'm not going to systemize this. Because I have always repeated, classics are not systematic. We have to learn to make it systematic. So if I systemize things for you, you will never go into classics. You will never realize the hidden meaning, the struggle of understanding a chapter in the classic. That's the whole fun of astrology. Prediction is useless. Understanding what our ancients wrote is the biggest fun. Okay? Now what is the first rule? The first rule is, whenever Janma Nakshatra, when we say Janma Nakshatra, it is a Chandra Nakshatra as of now, or Lagna Nakshatra, which can also become your Janma Nakshatra if it is more powerful, as mentioned in Satyacharin or Satyajatakam, which is available in English, is adversely affected in transit by two or more malefics. Then malefic events happen in one's life. Let's assume your Janma Nakshatra is transited by Saturn and Ketu, or having an aspect via Nakshatra Veda in Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Okay? So, two malefics are aspecting your Janma Nakshatra. It could be troublesome period. Okay, this is rule number one. Please understand, sometimes one malefic is more important, is more than enough. I will give you an example because this is something people keep on asking. Okay, can everybody see me now?
Yes.
I love boxing. I have seen Rocky hundreds of times. Either it is 100 punches that can bring you down, or one punch, one left punch of Rocky Balboa that can bring that cut. Are you understanding now? Either it is one planet which is very powerful, or three planets hammering you together. Okay? So this is, you got to understand, don't take any rule verbatim. Use common sense, logic, or the, as we call it. Alright? Now let's go to rule number 2. Whenever a house lord in a nakshatra is transited or having weighed by 2 or more malefics, again adverse results to the significations of that house results. Let me explain this. Let's assume your 10th lord is in Bharani and it is aspected by Sarvatobhadra Chakra, by Saturn. Okay? So significations leading to the 10th house can have some drama. So you have to take that way. Each house lord, as they say, throughout the year something or the other keeps on happening in our life. But when, say for example, your 7th lord or the cusp of your 7th house, whatever is that nakshatra, is aspected by 2 or more malefics, problems in marriage, or problems in relationships, or problems in business, alright, or problems to the children of your siblings. Sometimes people say, oh, my marriage life was smooth, it's always been smooth. Okay, so you're going to ask problems to your children of your siblings, your brothers and sisters at that point of time. You're going to ask. You're going to see the karakatva of the planets. Okay? So this way you can use house lord in whichever nakshatra it is placed. Let us go further. Sometimes one planet will be aspected in Ved by one natal planet, aspected in Ved by a transiting planet, and another natal planet aspected by another malefic in transit. So it then becomes a street fight. Now what's a street fight? You are alone, okay? You are alone, okay? And you have one person beating you from here, another person beating you from here, okay? At 2 different body parts. One in the face, one in the stomach. So it becomes a street fight, okay? Or a gang war, whatever you want to call it. So that is that rule. So don't just take your natal Janma Lagna, okay, Janma Nakshatra. Oh, it is aspected only by one planet. But I had such a bad period at that point of time. See which other planet is also simultaneously aspecting. Are you understanding? That is how we use it. Let us go further. Can you proceed the slides now? Anuradha? Do you see rule number 4? Are you with me, Anuradha? Or can anybody hear me? Or have I lost connection?
Yes, sir, I can see you. Yes.
Yeah. Please,
No, sir.
I've called all the women folk here so that somebody answers at some point of time. I might get lost. Earlier we used to have sessions where I alone used to be there, nobody around me. So I used to think whether the connection is lost or not, the webinar is on or not. So now I have four people. Somebody will reply at one point of time. Anyway, now see, rule number 4. Sometimes functional malefics can be more harmful than natural malefic. That means, for example, a Jupiter. Suppose in your horoscope it is a functional malefic. So this transiting Jupiter can give more trouble because it's a functional malefic. Okay? I tried to make it simple as possible, so that everybody who does not know this technique can use it. Now, very, very important finding of mine. Many others would have also found this. Transit of key planets on nakshatras where Rahu and Ketu is placed. Suppose your Rahu is in Ashwin. Transit of key planet aspecting via Sarvatobhadra Chakra, that is SBC, can trigger significant events in your life. Point 1. Point 2. Transit Rahu or Ketu on any key planet of your natal chart will also trigger significant events if other factors support it. Always the exception rule is other factors support it. And the sub part 3 within this rule 5 or part C is transit Rahu Ketu in a nakshatra where your natal Rahu or Ketu is situated in that particular nakshatra only. Bang on. Bang on. That's it. The heavens are pouring. Go ahead. You're getting it? Very, very important. Keep this in mind. It's a very important rule. Okay? Of course, I will always leave it to see where the exception comes in. Who comes in as a savior? Which planet comes in as a savior? Alright? Now let's go further. Very important. Rule number 6. The promise of the horoscope has to be taken and understood before we come to conclusions on using Sarvatobhadra Chakra. First, see the yoga. What is the yoga? The yoga is a financial disaster every 3 years. That is the yoga in a horoscope. Then we use transits. What we do first? First we use transits and then we say transits are not working 100%. The yoga, the beauty about Indian astrology is yoga. Unfortunately, none of us are masters of yoga. And I'm not just talking about Gajkeshti yoga or this yoga or that yoga. I'm talking about combination of planets. Say for example, you have Rahu, Ketu, Mercury in second house. I think that's the chart. Rahu, Ketu, Mercury in second house for a Sagittarius Lagna. Okay? So the yoga is of financial up and down. That is the yoga. Then transits will trigger because there is yoga. Transit on that planet in the second house, in that particular nakshatra will trigger. So let's not forget the yoga. Also, you should be running adverse dasha. Transit is nothing but delivery boy, the courier boy. You know. So you should be running adverse dashas and the transits. Here we are using transit instead of houses. We are using nakshatras. That is it. Obviously, the nature of the nakshatra, which is what you are learning now from Dr. Arjun Pai, will give the flavor of the event. Are you understanding? The flavor of the event. Good, bad, ugly, good or very good. All that. Today we will see only what you call dramatic events. Assassinations, murder. We'll take only on those charts. Obviously the reverse, good events, etc. You all have to see with benefits. Okay? Now let's go further. Because I had asked only 15 minutes from Dr. Arjun Pai and it seems it's going to go bigger. I think it's nearly 1 hour 15 minutes. Alright. Now rule number 7, I presume the last rule on which is what I already explained right now. Observe any, you know how to be shortcut in life. Observe any chart. See where more than two planets are situated. If it is there, that's it, bang on, just catch that. Then see its dasha sequence. Suppose you have Rahu, Mercury, Ketu, or Rahu, Jupiter, Ketu in the second house. Then whenever you have the Rahu Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha, in that the Ketu Pratyantar Dasha, that is when you will see the transit more. the dasha when you want to fine tune it, and then go into what you call transit using Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Are you understanding how to use it? Dasha, see the sequence of dasha. Is it correlating with the planets in the second house? All these three planets, so whenever that sequence comes, in whichever order, it does not matter. See if it's a bad dasha. See that sequence. That is when you use Sarvatobhadra Chakra to more fine tune what will happen and when, that period, from this period to this period. Now enough of theory. Let us go to example charts. Let us take Indira Gandhi. Okay. Now what I will do is, instead of this beautiful white background, I will take Indira Gandhi's natal chart in one horoscope, and in another horoscope I take the day when she died. When she died, as far as I remember, is 31st October 1984. If I am wrong, please correct me. Now, can you all see? Can you all see this? Do you all see the horoscope of Indira Gandhi? Do you see Karka Lagna, everyone? Do you see Saturn, the 8th Lord in the Lagna? Are you all with me? Yulia, Ekterina, can you see the screen? Okay. Now, I will switch to SBC and I will remember. Jupiter is retrograde in her natal chart in Rohini. It will be in my mind. Saturn is in Ashlesha here. Rahu is in Mula. Ketu is in Ardra. And because it is Karlagna, this also should come into my mind. Sun Mercury. Alright? And obviously this, but later. Anyway. Now let us construct the chart. Let us construct the chart for 31st October. There's no feature, I don't know how to use, the feature where I can show both. Okay? This is 31st October. Okay? I've taken any time, it does not matter as of now. I then click on Sarvatobhadra. So what do I see? You see untitled at the top center. Okay? And then see Saturn is in Vishaka on 31st October. See this? This is the natal one. This is the assassination time. Forget the time for now. Okay? Where you see those blind spots, I was supposed to write something, I'm not written it. Anyway. Okay? So here is the assassination time. But let us see it from the chart. Because it's very important to see it like this, what I'm going to show. I'm going to show one chart, Indira Gandhi. Okay, I see Saturn here. And I see another chart, Indira Gandhi, I see Saturn here. So I know the untitled is the transit. And I know this is the natal. Alright? Now, Yulia and Ekterina and Ingrid. Let us catch if any planet is aspected. We have to see what? First the negatives. That is the malefics. So we see Rahu is having aspect on Shravana, Vishaka, Bharani. Let us go to her chart. Do you see any planet in Shravana? No planet. Vishaka, no planet. Bharani, no planet. Okay, done. Let us now go to the transit again. Let us take Ketu. Does Ketu have any aspect? Ketu has aspect on Ashlesha, Bharani, and Vishaka. Let us go now to Indira Gandhi. Yes, there is a planet on the ascendant nakshatra. Saturn is there and also the ascendant. Indira Gandhi's ascendant is Aries. Is everybody with me?
So not Aries, sorry, Cancer.
Sorry, Ashlesha. So, I have a Ketu in transit in Anuradha, that is here. From here, it is aspecting The ascendant, point 1, ascendant nakshatra. Point 2, Saturn, the 8th lord and the 7th lord. Alright? And also Sun and Mercury. That means 4 points it is aspecting. Not just 2, 4. Is everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not looking at the questions panel.
No, there's no questions right now.
All right. Okay, so I'm doing this again. Ketu, transit Ketu in Anuradha has hit 4 points. Body number 1, Lagna Nakshatra. Then Saturn, 8th lord, who's placed in the Lagna. Sun, the 2nd lord. Alright? Mercury, the 12th lord and the 3rd lord. For those young, can't remember, do you see? 4 key points. So I see something negative. Transit Ketu, I see something negative. Did we get this? Let us check more planets. This is not the transit chart. We have in transit Mercury and Saturn in Vishaka. Am I right? So I'll take Vishaka in her natal chart. I'll do right click. And I see, oh, transit Mercury and Saturn are aspecting Sun and Mercury. Okay? Sun and Mercury. Did you all get that? Sun is the 2nd lord and Mercury. Mercury is making connection. Are you seeing here? See the promise, the yoga? The yoga is Mercury is the 12th lord and the 3rd lord. 12th lord of exit, 3rd lord of death. And transit Mercury is also forming connection. Of course, it will form so many times, but not with so many other bigger planets. So Saturn is forming connection with Sun. Saturn, Sun, we know the problem. Problems with government, problems with opposition, problems with an authority. Alright? So here we have these two happening. Is there any other planet which is forming? Is there any other planet which is forming? Anybody? Come on. I just showed the clue. From Swati, transit Sun is in Swati. It is aspecting natal Jupiter, who is the 6th lord of Akala Mrityu, 6th lord of untimely death. Correct? Which already has a promise of Rahu in the 6th house, because Jupiter becomes dispositor of that. Correct? Am I too fast or am I okay? Is everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what did I get? I got transit Ketu on 4 points. I got transit Saturn and Mercury on 2 planets. And I got Sun on Jupiter. In total, 7 to 8 points have happened during her death, which is more than enough to cause calamity in a normal person's life. Do you understand? If I am smart enough, if I remember BSP, I will remember. I think that BSP is there. Wherever Saturn sits, it gives result in the 66th year. We already published article on that, or the Excel is with Arjun and Yuvraj. Okay. This is what I remember 100%. This is applicable in Indra Gati's chart. Yes. 8th lord of death sitting in Lagna. 66th year is what she should have ideally. Around that she should have died. 1 second, let me just calculate. Oh gosh, when you want the calculator, it doesn't come fast. Okay. Where is the calculator? Oops, I don't see. Do I see the calculator? Yes. So 1984 minus 1917. 60. So around 67th year is what happened. So around that BSP broadly it gives me the hint. Are you all getting it? Okay, that somewhere around that period problems should start for her. Okay. Anyways. So now we have taken one example. Let us take the example of John F. Kennedy. This is John F. Kennedy's horoscope. It is a Virgo Lagna. In a Virgo Lagna, Saturn becomes 6th Lord. In a Virgo Lagna, Jupiter has Kendradipati dosh also as per few people. Okay, because some people do not take 4th Lord for Kendradipati dosh. Okay, we all must know that. And we have a fantastic combination, Mars and Mercury in the 8th house. Mars is 8th Lord and 3rd Lord for a Virgo Lagna. Mercury is Lagna Lord. These things should be in our mind. 12th Lord in 9th house. Anyways, let us see his. Okay, I'm sorry about this da and all that. I was supposed to fill in all those. I've not been able to do it. The website has been a bit tough affair. Now, do you see John F. Kennedy? Do you see Mars is in Barney? You all have learned the significations of Barney. You will know the nature. Where Saturn, remember Pushya. Jupiter, remember Kritika. Rahu and Ketu, remember. Okay? Purvashada, Ra, Ketu, Bhadra. Okay? Done? Now let us go. His assassination, 22nd November 1963, correct. That is when he got assassinated. Okay? This is the chart. Okay? Of the transit time. Now let us construct it in Jagannath Hora. John F. Kennedy, this is the natal chart. Got it? John F. Kennedy transit chart, let us construct. 22nd November 1963. I hope I'm not making a mistake. You got the transit chart. Alright? Yes, I remember 1963, 22nd November. So this is what you see on the top, untitled. That is the transit. Sorry. And then what you see here, John F. Kennedy. You see Sarvatobhadra Chakra here of natal chart of John F. Kennedy. So you see Saturn is in Pushya. Now you see where Saturn is in transit. It is in Dhanishta here. So we will start with 4 malefics as you said. That's our order. Saturn, Rahu, Ketu and all that. Okay. So Saturn in transit in Dhanishta should aspect Shravana, Vishaka and Ashresha. Let's go to the natal chart. Right click here. See, any planet in Shravana? No. Any planet in Vishaka? No. Any planet in Ashresha? No. Fine. That is eliminated. Let us go further in transit. Ketu here in Purvashada. Okay. So it will aspect Uttra Bhadrapad, Hasta and Ardra. Let us go. Oops. See now? See that rule that we mentioned? Purvashada. In natal chart, Rahu is placed. And in transit, Ketu is placed. You all see that? What was our rule? Let me go to that rule. I think it is rule number 4. My observation. Transit of key planets on nakshatras where Rahu or Ketu is placed can trigger very significant events. And I mentioned in the recording that natal Rahu Ketu and natal nakshatra of Rahu Ketu. Sorry, transit Rahu Ketu nakshatra on transit on natal Rahu Ketu, which is happening in John F. Kennedy's horoscope. Do you see that? Do you see? That means this period of time something significant can happen. But it doesn't mean death. Death have to calculate by longevity. Method of longevity. Transits, double check. Or only double check. Now, see in Ardra, transit Rahu is there. So from here you see Uttara Bhadrapad, Hasta. Okay. Now we'll go to Mars. Where is Mars? Here. If anything is happening, Mars with Venus is in Jyeshta. It will aspect Ashwini, Pushya, Swati. From here, go to natal chart, John F. Kennedy. Anything in Ashwini? No. Anything in Pushya? Yes. It is Saturn. Saturn-Mars combo we know. Anything in Swati? No. So what have we got so far? We got transit Ketu on natal Rahu, point 1. Then we got transit Rahu on natal Ketu, point 2. So your minimum combination of two planets is done. Then you got third, this thing of Saturn, that is Mars and Venus on natal Saturn. Who is Mars? I had explained it at the start. Who is Mars? Mars is 8th Lord and 3rd Lord. Are you getting it? So all these things coming together, that key. The key is everything coming together. Okay? Everything coming together. And no force, no positive force saving. Please don't commit that mistake of using only transit to make prediction. As I said, Yog, Dasha, transit. That is the natural sequence. Alright? Anybody? Any other planet having an important thing? This is transit Jupiter. Correct? Transit Jupiter is in Uttara Bhadrapad. So let us take it here in John F. Kennedy's chart and see transit Jupiter in Uttara Bhadrapad. Transit Jupiter in Uttara Bhadrapad is on natal Rahu and natal Ketu. Who is Jupiter? Jupiter is having Kendradipati Dosh. As I mentioned, Kendradipati Dosh is to be used for death. R. Lakshmanan, who has written it in V.V. Raman Saab's magazine. So how many points come together and one event happens? Are you getting it? Here we have seen transit Rahu Ketu, transit Mars Venus, Jupiter. So many points. I'm very bad at systemizing it. I wish I had put it in the slide in a systematic manner. But the more we can learn astrology by hearing and less by seeing, it really helps us to grow in astrology. The slides are over, but I will take 2 more charts. I'll take chart, see this. Sagittarius Lagna, Saturn, Mercury, Ketu in the 2nd house. Obviously aspected by Rahu. Correct? This is the horoscope of a stockbroker. Person who does trading in stocks. And he's a broker himself. So he does it for others also. Now, when I see Saturn, Mercury, Ketu here, I see problems concerning 2nd house. I see some separation. Ketu is there. I see some separation from family or from money. Okay. I see Saturn, the 3rd Lord, and also the 2nd Lord. Okay. What does Saturn say? Everything has to be legally done. That is Saturn. What does Mercury say? Everything is trading. Life is full trading. Let me trade and win life in a gamble. Alright? So you see the conflict over there. And what is Ketu? Ketu is smoky, is more of air. You cannot see. So money goes in the air. That is the combination. So how do I use it? When I use it here, I'll see which dasha this person, Rahu dasha. Then let us see what happened on a particular date. Oops, nothing's there in my notepads. Okay, you guys have to give me a second. I have to remove that date. But if you all want to make a guess as to what was the date, you all are free to do that. Just running the file. Give me a second, guys.
So we cannot see the chart anymore because of the notepad out there.
Oh, okay. So I'll do this for you. Now do you see 21st January 2008. Let us construct this chart now. In another file, we'll construct 21st January 2005. Did I say 5? 2008, sorry. Am I losing it? Am I too tired? 2000. Good. This is a transit chart. This is the natal chart. Rahu, Jupiter, Ketu. Now, Rahu, Jupiter, Ketu is the sequence. Now, this is applicable only for certain horoscopes. I'll take your time, Arjun. Sagittarius ascendant. Which planet gets exalted and which planet gets debilitated in the sign Sagittarius? Rahu gets debilitated in Sagittarius. Ketu gets exalted. So whenever I am looking at a Sagittarius ascendant, the placement of his Rahu and Ketu will be most important. Are you all understanding? I'll look at these two planets. I've explained this earlier, probably in some video or in our Brigu course. I don't remember now. But definitely in our Nadi classes, the videos of which we used to sell, I stopped selling it. Say for example, Aries ascendant. Who gets exalted? Sun. Who gets debilitated? Saturn. In any Aries ascendant, always first look at the placement of Saturn and Sun. Very, very, very important.
So we have a question. Sir, we have a question here from 2-3 people. Why?
Ask us. What is the question?
Sir, 2-3 people are wanting to know as to why. Why is that important? Why do you see the exalted and debilitation?
This is what I had explained in the Nadi classes. I took 1 hour for it. I'll give just in one line I will answer it. Ascendant is who you are. Ascendant is who you are. Everything in your life is ascendant. That is you. Okay? So who is your best friend and who is your worst enemy, you should better know in your life. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Suppose I am John F. Kennedy. Okay? Before taking birth, okay, I tell the angels, okay, bye, I'm now going to take birth. So the angels tell me, please remember 2 people. They'll say, who? Lee Oswald or Marilyn Monroe, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, I'm not taking a stab at some, but I am saying this is common sense astrology that has escaped for thousands of years. and this is what I took 1 hour. Whenever I look at a horoscope, okay, see what do we do in our normal Parashari astrology? We say friendship and enmity of ascendant lord. That is important, correct? That is what we do. I keep that aside because I can never remember the table of friendship and enmity. I have zero memory. So what do I remember? Of course, it's applicable only for specific ascendants. Because not all ascendant you will have now, exaltation, debilitation. Suppose Kanya Lagna, okay, Virgo ascendant. Then what will I remember? I will remember Venus and Mercury. So, am I right?
Yes.
Right.
Sir, there's somebody who's now asking, what about Aquarius and Leo?
That's what I said. That's what I said in certain, this is only applicable for certain ascendants. These are the special ones. See John F. Kennedy, Kanya Lagna. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
So this Mercury in the 8th house and Venus in the 9th house is very important for me to judge whatever yogas are being formed here. Anuradha, am I crystal clear? Are you able to understand what I am saying?
Yes, sir. I am.
It is like all these ascendants where there is exaltation, debilitation are the special ones, God's own children, who are ready to get either great riches or great happiness in life or great screw-ups in life. Who say, okay, I'm ready for it. Okay, this life I'm going to go down and get happiness, or get great problems. Are you understanding?
Yes.
So you all, sir, have you ever seen in India how does our astrology happen? Either on the phone or on verbal. So what do? We meet on the road and we say, Acha, what's your ascendant? Acha, this. Okay. Have you remembered elderly astrologers? Many people, the first thing they'll ask, where is your moon? What's your Janma Nakshatra? That is passé. From where I come, they will ask, Acha, your Kanya. Okay. They won't ask you, where is your Mercury? Okay. Because you will think something else. They'll ask, where's your Venus? Acha. Okay. Then I made my judgment. One planet I made my judgment. Are you getting it? Then after 3-4 statements, I will ask, okay, where is your Mercury? Then you'll think, I'm just asking, where is your Lagna Lord? No, Baba, I'm trying to find out more. Are you understanding? I have already given these videos to you, Anuradha.
Sir, it's not me. I am just an interpreter. I am just a go-between. The questions are coming.
But I presume I gave you the Nadi classes videos, right? I'm just being informal here.
No, sir. I don't have them.
Okay. Anyway, Yuvraj has it.
Okay, sir.
Anyway,
I'll take it from here.
the point is, let us go back to that horoscope, otherwise we'll get deviated, Sometimes out of deviation, something great comes out. Anyway, see now. This is the horoscope. Okay, now I go to Sarvatobhadra Chakra. This is of the stockbroker. This I go to. The first thing, what do I see? Sarvatobhadra Chakra, I love it. Because when I construct a chart, I might miss out on something, but here I cannot miss out 4 planets in Dhanishta. Are you seeing this? 4 planets in Dhanishta. Come on, guys. I can see you all. You give yes or no. Because, when I'm seeing only the chart. Can you all see this? Can you all see my screen? 4
Yes,
planets
sir.
in Dhanishta?
Yes, sir.
But are people seeing a paused version of the screen?
Poop. Posh version. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because you guys are panelists. You guys will see
we
it
are
live,
able to
but
see
our people see a paused version. Now I made it active. So can people see now in Dhanishta 4 planets?
Yes,
Right
sir.
in Dhanishta in the Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Okay? So now I tell you something. Here is the biggest secret. When I see a combination like this, whenever in transit any planet aspecting Dhanishta, I am saying only Dhanishta, not the Rashi, Dhanishta, that will be a specific time. Say Mercury passing over Dhanishta will be for only few days, correct? One sign has so many nakshatras. Mercury passes through one sign in so many days, few days. So in a particular nakshatra it will be there for far lesser days, correct?
Yeah.
Correct? So whenever there will be star wars on Dhanishta via Sarvatobhadra Chakra, this man will get screwed. That is what should come in my mind. Okay? Now, let us take now what you see, the transit. What do I see in the transit? I see Mercury and Rahu in Dhanishta. Correct? So here, right on 4 planets, transit of 2 planets, Mercury and Rahu. Rahu the Karaka of scandals, Rahu the Karaka of downfall. Okay? Rahu the Karaka of wiping off. Mercury the Karaka of trading, Mercury the Karaka of everything. Buddhi, mental peace also you can call it. Okay? Rahu and Mercury, we know the combination what it can give. Some problem. Mercury's nerves. Usually people who have a bad Rahu, there is one book. Usually people take nerves Mercury. But there is one book, Techniques of Prediction by Mr. Nime Banerjee. In that he has written, he is from Orissa. Comes from a very good parampara. Brilliant guy. He used to earlier sell a book for 100 rupees. I called up his son and I said, this is such a brilliant book, please increase the price. Okay. Best book, Techniques of Prediction, Nime Banerjee. In that, I remember well, he's written Rahu Dasha, person will have problems of nerves. And Rahu is the Karaka of Tantra. That is the book I remember where it is written. Or Tantra, S.K. Mehta book also it is written, Rahu Karaka. Anyway, Nime Banerjee, that is the name of the author. Okay, anyway. Now, let us go to transit. This is gone. See from Ketu now. See from Ketu. Ketu will aspect Shravana, Ketu will aspect Bharani, Ketu will aspect Ashvesha. Correct? Let us put here. Ketu is in Maga. Let us put here Ketu in Maga. Shravana, Bharani, Ashvesha. 3 planets are placed over there. Saturn, second lord of wealth, Moon and Rahu. Do you see? In first transit, 2 planets versus 4 planets. Mercury, Rahu on Jupiter, Mars, Ketu, Mercury. Mercury connection done. Natal promise. Something what is there in the natal promise will happen. Then here, from Ketu. Are you getting it? Are you understanding?
Yes.
Everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see. Is any other planet also going to give the problem? Transit, this thing is in Purva Falguni. Saturn is retrograde transit. Put here in Purva Falguni. See whether it is aspecting anything. No, it is not aspecting any natal planet. Okay? Then you go here. Again put the bigger planets. First bigger planets always. Jupiter is in Purvashada. Put Jupiter here. Oh my God. Jupiter is right on the ascendant nakshatra, aspecting Venus. Go back here. Lagna Lord, yes. 4th Lord of home, yes. 4th Lord of Gharwali, that means wife, domestic wife, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Then Okay, Venus is there exalted in the 4th house. But was that Jupiter retrograde? No. Chalo, we got this thing. Now you see here, this person was a stockbroker. You have, for a Sagittarius ascendant, a Rahu and Ketu, who becomes for a Sagittarius ascendant doubly powerful. My point is that doubly powerful. Having this thing on his Sarvatobhadra Chakra, this whole point, Jupiter, Lagna Lord and 4th Lord of house wealth and stability, all getting screwed up. He lost more than $20 million in one day, and the day was this. An Indian guy, it comes to somewhere around 5 crores is what he told me. I think the calculation is $20 million. I do not know. You got to correct me here. Anybody? I'm very bad at maths. Okay. So the point is, out of this 3.5 crores was what was invested in the stock market. But he had to take 1.5 crores from his house. 4th Lord, 4th house. Okay. Sorry, not here. Here. Okay. Venus. Okay, from his house, swell of wife's jewelry, Venus, all that gone. Okay, from the house he took. And because of that, to repay that 5 crores that he lost on that day, and within 6 months, he developed Parkinson's disease. So now you are understanding why I said Rahu, nerves. Are you all understanding? All that why I said Nime Banerjee, that book. See the Dasha. Rahu, Jupiter, and Ketu. As soon as Ketu period started. Now you are understanding what I am saying about Sagittarius ascendant, Rahu, Ketu, very important. Let us take one more event in this person's life. Okay? Which is a very good event. 6th of November 2005. He had a very bad accident. Car smashed badly. Wife injured, hospitalized. 1.5 months on bed. Accident happened. If the Russian students present here will realize I have taken the same horoscope in the thing. Okay, now see. Let us take Rahu Ketu. Rahu is in Revati on that day. Let us go here. Let us take Sarvatobhadra chart. Rahu is here in Revati. Let us check. Oh my God. Is aspecting anything? No. Okay. So Mula it is aspecting no planet. Uttar Falguni no planet. Mrigashira no planet. Let us go back. Now see where Ketu is. It is in Hasta. Okay. Let us check from here. See. Ketu is aspecting ascendant. Body. Something to happen to the body should happen. Ketu is aspecting Venus. Venus is in the 4th house of vehicles. And it is also the 6th lord of accidents. Are you all getting it? Are you all getting it? Now, this is the transit chart. Let us take Saturn and see the miracle. Saturn is in Ashlesha. Put it in a natal chart. See on the top, AK. AK means natal chart. I put Saturn here in Ashlesha. First and foremost, what is our rule number 4? When a key planet comes on the nakshatra of natal Rahu or natal Ketu, key event should happen. Here Saturn is there. Who is this Saturn? Saturn is third lord of driving. Trip. He was on a trip to Panchgani. That is a hill station near Bombay. So Saturn is right on Rahu. The aspect on Dhanishta is going on Jupiter, Mars, Ketu, Mercury. What did I say at the start? Whenever I see a horoscope like this, I have to see whenever Dhanishta will get afflicted, something major should happen. Am I right? Everyone, did I not say that? Inge?
Yes.
Julia? Okay. So this is how I see. Then you want to take other planets, take other planets. Where is Mars? In transit, it is retrograde in Bharani. Put it on the natal chart. Oh my God. Mars is right on his moon. Do you see? Right on his moon. Retrograde. And who is Mars? Mars is 12th Lord of hospitalization. Are you seeing this? Okay? So this is how you see. How many chances, let us go back in the first incident. How many chances would Mercury Rahu in the life of this native be on Dhanishta? When the first stock market crash happened in his life, when he was wiped off, Parkinson's disease came because of that. Mercury and Rahu together, that too in Dhanishta, right where all his four planets are there. How many times Mercury and Rahu will come together? Okay? Okay, it can come together many times. But in Dhanishta, are you all understand? Now, if you want to do research, which is what I've told this guy, today he said he's going to work till 3 o'clock in the night. I told him to remove via software, if at all there is a software. He said Mercury is here in Shravana. Okay? Mercury in Shravana. Rahu in Vishaka. Did it happen? Did something significant happen? Or say Mercury in Ashresha and Rahu in Shravana. Did something significant happen? Why? Because I want Mercury and Rahu coming, aspecting his Dhanishta. That is the reason I said highlight aspects from this star. So it will again come from here, from here. Are you all getting it? Let us take one last incident about this man. Because in India, it is a very significant event. He says 1st of April 2014, after 52 years of living together, he and his brother got separated. Now everybody, quickly, you got to see, Saturn is retrograde here, it will aspect Dhanishta. Done? Done? Venus is already on Dhanishta. Let us go on his natal chart. Mars is over there in Dhanishta. Do you all see? Mars is Naraka of brothers. Do you all see that? So this is how you catch. This is how you catch. This is how you catch. Is it crystal clear? Does anybody want one more example, or shall I finish this?
There is a question here.
Yes.
Sir,
All right.
Somebody has a question here.
Please ask.
Vinay Bajrangi, he wants to know that here we know the date when to look. Suppose we have to pick a date and predict for the native. how to point down on the set of dates. Here we know the date. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent question. Something that is so easily anticipatable if you keep on teaching for so many years of your life. I already answered this question right at the start. Yog, Dasha, Gochar. And you keep on pinpointing and keep on reducing and narrowing down. That is the only key between a successful predictor and a non-successful predictor. And you will only master this when you see on 10,000 horoscopes Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Suppose somebody has a bad dasha going. Okay, I'll give you an example. Can you all see the screen? What do you see on the screen? Because I have to change the name. What do you see on screen?
The Sarvatobhadra Chakra of AK.
No. Of AK. Now what do you see on screen? Click on file. What do you see on screen?
File, new, open.
Okay.
You have somebody's divorce chart coming up.
Right? Okay? Now the very first thing is, I look at this horoscope, I see Saturn, Sun together with Jupiter. Okay? What is the yoga? Come on. What is the yoga?
Separation. 12th and 7th Lord together.
Exactly. Saturn, Sun with 7th Lord. Common sense. Okay? Then I see Dasha. The first and foremost I should know to calculate, okay, whether this is a law, whether this person is going to have good relations or bad relations. Okay? Then I see the Dasha. What is the Dasha running? Mars. Correct? Now is Mars good for his marriage? Yes or no? I saw the yoga, I got the clue, marriage. Then I see the Dasha. Is Mars good for the marriage? Yes or no? I say no. Why? Because Mars is 8th lord of sustenance of marriage, sitting in the 3rd house, which is the bhagya of marriage, the prosperity of marriage, whether the marriage will last or not. Correct? That's the yoga I see. Now, what is the period running? I see Mars Saturn. Correct? This is the period running 2015. Okay? So obviously Mars Saturn, two people, one is 6th lord, one is 8th lord. Excellent combination happening. Some will call it Viprit Raj Yoga. Okay? Okay, I see an excellent combination happening. But let us see what happened. One second. This is the date, October 7, 2015. Okay, one second, was it 7th or 6th? Today, or it was 8th, I forget. Okay, it does not matter. The wife has called the lawyer and prepared the divorce listing for divorce proceedings. He's got the shock of his life. Are you understanding? If I can't use common sense sequence, I will not do astrology. Are you seeing? Now see. Oh my God. This is transit. Where is Saturn? Anuradha. This is natal chart. Where is Saturn? Anuradha. From Anuradha it will aspect Mars. And what is the Dasha running? Mars Saturn. What did I say in the rules? See the dasha. Did I not say? See the dasha. The dasha's transit, when it is hitting in Sarvatobhadra Chakra, that's the time. That's the time. I mentioned, I think so, in rule number 7. Not. Somewhere I have mentioned in dasha. See the dasha. That in that AK horoscope, I explained the dasha. Didn't I say second house, so 3 planets, so whatever the sequence, those planets, dashas, those planets, Sarvatobhadra Chakra I see. See, it is so beautifully. I didn't even know. I am not even prepared this horoscope for today's lecture. See how it is beautifully. Saturn is in Anuradha in transit. And here Saturn is right hitting on the dasha and Rahu. That's it. Over. Story is over. Two malefic planets hit by Saturn. Okay? 2 and 6 lot of divorce. Saturn is 6 lot of divorce. What dasha is running? Mars, Saturn. And Ketu dasha, or what dasha started? I think so. Venus dasha. Venus Pratyantam. Okay? So you got to hit it out. You got to see. You got to see only with experience. Without experience, without practicing astrology and 10,000 horoscopes. Mark my words, everyone. Okay? Look into my face. I mean this clear. 10,000 horoscopes, mastery on known charts. 10,000 horoscopes, mastery on unknown charts, predicting. Then you enter into professional astrology. Then you enter. So you cannot become a Sachin Tendulkar or a Michael Jordan, okay, without practicing that move on 10,000 charts. Do not think you'll become a Sachin Tendulkar. That square drive, that perfect square drive or that perfect hooker, okay, you cannot get it unless you are extremely gifted. 10,000 times he has mastered. Bruce Lee, when he mastered his 1-inch punch, he mastered it on 10,000 minimum, more than a lakh in fact. So unless you master a technique, do not ask useless questions. Do not get into professional astrology. It is very important that we master a technique, and that is when you will start, the technique will start talking back to you. The technique has to talk back to you. Are you all understanding?
Loud and clear, sir.
Loud and clear. And Ketu is in Uttarabhadra Pad, aspecting his ascendant and natal sun. Saturn Sun activated, fight happened, law. Saturn Sun, we know what is the thing, government problem, this, that, etc. Okay? All these things have to come together. Everything, at least minimum 5-6 points have to come together to get the whole thing. To get the whole thing. Astrology can be mastered when you take one technique. Eat it, sleep it, drink it. First thing in the morning you wake up tomorrow, you should know Sarvatobhadra Chakra, where is Ashwini situated here? Where is Hasta? I have a question to ask you. Last 1.5 hours we've been discussing Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Ashwini, you all should start thinking now. Any planet transiting Ashwini, which 3 nakshatras it will hit? That should be memorized. I cannot go back. Okay, can you all see my screen? I cannot go back and to Sarvatobhadra Chakra, take Ashwini, do right click and do here. Oh, it's going to hit Jyeshta, Pura Falguni, Rohini. Or rather in the correct order, Rohini, Pura Falguni, Jyeshta. It should be right there. You should know, oh, 6 months later, this Mercury is going to go into Ashwini. Then it's going to hit this, my planet which is in Jyeshta, my other planet which is in Pura Falguni, my other planet which is in Rohini. Are you all understanding? That kind of memorization should happen to Sarvatobhadra Chakra before you ask a question. Once you do that, you'll automatically come. You'll automatically come with answers. That mastery is important. I'll conclude this. I think it's more than 2 hours. I don't think so. Your Arjun's lecture is going to happen today. Okay? Arjun must have dozed off or extremely upset with me. Sunil, what have you done? You ruined my lecture. Are you there, Arjun, or you dozed off?
No, I can see. I'm here very much.
I'm sorry, you don't invite the devil to your party. Okay? You do as one who called me yesterday and invite him.
Yeah. No. I think this is the most important school of Nakshatra Astrology, and that is why, I had invited Sunil to come and teach you this, because see, you have gone through almost half of the lessons of Nakshatras. We almost completed about 15, 16 Nakshatras. Okay? And I was giving you only the basics of Nakshatras. Okay? It is the basics of basic, right? But people would always come back to you and say, okay, we want to know more about timing of events. How do you use timing of events? And this system of nakshatras, which is Sarvatobhadra Chakra, was used by the kings. Okay. And
Arjun, we can't hear you.
Astrologers of the kings used
Arjun, you're not audible.
to tell whether they would have a good crop this year. Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to tell you about this system of Sarvatobhadra Chakra, which Sunil has, explained so beautifully, I wanted everybody of you to understand the system, because this is the essence of nakshatras, right? This was used by the kings, and the royal astrologers used to advise the king on the basis of Sarvatobhadra Chakra whether they would have a good crop this year, or would they be attacked by any enemy this year. And it was only this system. See, before we didn't have Rashi system, it was all nakshatra based. And it was only this system, Sarvatobhadra Chakra, was used by the kings and the royal astrologers to advise the kings what should be done at a particular time. So this is all about timing of events. And I know we are not going to have my lecture today, but this was the best school, and I would like Sunil, if he can take on demand, if he can take one chart where he can explain to us a positive event that has happened in somebody's life using Sarvatobhadra Chakra, so that we'll all be able to, come to terms and say it is not only about negativity. We don't only see assassination. If you can show, okay, when he's going to prosper, or when Bhagyodaya is going to happen through Sarvatobhadra, or some other thing that he can show, a positive event, I think that will seal the lesson for us. Sunil, over to you again.
That's
Sir,
your homework, guys.
Sir,
2 hours, I'm tired. That's your homework. Prepare a thesis, let's publish a book.
Okay.
I'm becoming a businessman.
Sir, before we sign out, there are 2 more questions, and one general query about somebody asking, where can we get your Nadi astrology video?
No, we used to sell it, we stopped selling it. Unfortunately, I had revealed too many, some secrets in it which should not have been revealed, and after that I felt sick. You all know that my problem of the head of the
Yes.
nose. So I
Yes.
got a bit scared, and I've deleted that. I just sold it for 1 week, and then realized it should not be, So,
Okay, so there's another question asked by...
because I felt really sick. Yeah,
So
what is the other question?
2 more questions now. That question was asked by Muthu Chidambaram. He wanted to buy the video, so I guess you've answered that. 2 more questions. The first one is...
Most of the techniques in the Nadi in the Nadi videos, most of the techniques we have taught it in the second batch of Brigu course, except the mirror chart, how to construct a completely new chart of yourself. It is called the mirror chart. What is not seen here is seen in the mirror chart. What you can't see through normal astrology, your whole horoscope changes and becomes another horoscope. That is the mirror chart technique. And then other technique which we haven't taught in the Nadi course is how to use Naisargik age. Naisargik age. That's a complete thing. Arjun had prepared presentation for one of our Nadi workshops. We never ever did it. But those are complete. We'll do something later on that. You know, things on that. We'll do it at a later stage. We will have a workshop on that. We will do it. Any other question?
Yes, sir. What about Veda part in Sarvatobhadra Chakra? How do we use that? This is question by Shikha Makhija.
Shikha Makhija ji, we already explained it at the start of this. Okay, just use it as an obstruction, as an intervention. We explained it at the start. I've explained also the various views on it. Did Shikha miss the start of the thing?
I think not.
See, right now I want to keep, as I mentioned at the very start of this lecture, I want to keep Sarvatobhadra Chakra simple to use. There are so many details in it. One can spend a lifetime in Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Right now I'm only giving you a teaser. Why? I want all of you to go back, check all the negative events of your life, prepare a list of it, prepare a presentation, then do it for the positive events. This is what I had planned to tell you all at the start. Arjun said it. That's your homework. Prepare and see. I have not taught anything new today that others do not know it. I have only taught what others have been using it. Okay? Except my one or two researches, which was of how to use it on natal Rahu and Ketu. That was my finding. It is not research. I hate to use the word research. It sounds like you're a genius or something like that. It is just an observation.
From a student, sir, you are a genius. So let's move on to the second question by Naveen Nami. Here he says, here we have seen nakshatra aspecting other nakshatra. Don't we have a planetary drishti, like aspecting the opposite star? For example, planet in Ashwini aspecting any planet in Swati.
What about that? What is the question about?
He wants to know, don't we have a planetary drishti also? Like a...
Yeah, that is fine. That is fine. That is another topic now. I wanted to create a video on Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Let us stick to it.
Okay. I think that answers Naveen's
query. Ashwini will go in Rohini, Pura Falguni, Jeshta. If you want to be very strict as per the dictum, then use only Ashwini and Pura Falguni. I have given you all the opinions of the scholars. You know, without confusing you all more. I can give much more. There are some 108 rules here. You know, I can give that, but it will confuse you. Be my guest, start reading Faldipika. Be my guest, read that other South Indian author. We have that book in English. That's called Sarvatobhadra. They use this book and do it. At least send a nice email, send a thank you letter. No gratitude. But nowadays, modern Indians, they will do a Parashar course, Gemini course, give me royalty, you are my student, you teach other places, I will earn 40%. This is the reason people do not come out with knowledge. I wanted to bring his Nadi Amsa out, but I said, forget it. People will immediately commercialize it and will not even think whether my teacher has money to eat or drink. Nobody bothers. The moment you let me go and become a professional, I'm sorry, you know, every time you all bring this topic, problem is I have seen suffering of people. I have seen suffering. I have seen people, astrologers, children, in coma for 5 years. 3 years. I have seen that. They don't have money to pay the bills. I don't know. I feel ashamed calling them up. Sir, how are you? I feel ashamed because I cannot help them. Anyway, let's not bring this topic. Thank you so much, everyone. Every time I come...
A very good one, sir. A very good one to wrap up the course. For positive events, do we look at benefic planets aspect, just like malefic planets for negative events? So I think that should lighten everybody's mood.
No, Beta, I have already answered at the start. Benefic has to be benefic. Will give common sense astrology. It will give benefic events.
This
Common
was by
sense
Chitesh Rai. This was by Chitesh Rai. I guess Chitesh, this answers your question.
I am saying you all should learn astrology that I learned. I never read a book. I don't like reading books. I will take an event, I will take a software, and I will observing myself. Positive event or positive giving. Oh, Jupiter is giving a negative event. Why is Jupiter giving a negative event? From Sarvatobhadra Chakra, I see Jupiter is aspecting second house. Why is it giving negative event? I go back to the natal chart and check the avastha of Jupiter. Is it 6th lord? Is it 8th lord? Is it 12th lord? Then these questions disappeared in me. Observational astrology. Observational astrology. Yesterday for 3 hours, I spent time on just seeing Sarvatobhadra Chakra during the time of Mahabharata war. What was the Sarvatobhadra Chakra? To do that, I had to first read all the articles by different scholars, okay, which year Mahabharata war happened. Vartaki has written one article on which year, okay. Then another person, I in fact posted that on Facebook, which is completely 2000 years later. Because I wanted to see how Anuradha, I think Sage Vyasa says, this planet is in Rohini right now. This planet is right now here. I was trying to calculate whether Sarvatobhadra Chakra is happening. Wasted 3.5 hours. We have to learn. We have to learn by observation. Are you getting it? I need to be more worried about many things in life right now. We need to know the problems that I'm facing. Okay? It's been 35 days, 40 days, one problem is not getting solved. But love for astrology has to be observational astrology. If I can contribute anything to astrology, that is only motivating you guys, maybe with a stick, get into observational astrology. Because you will realize something, that what the rishis have written, they have written only this much. If we start following dictums laid out in books or courses or videos, astrology will not be learned. Astrology will only be learned by observational astrology. And maybe you will discover a dictum that is opposite to what Parashar Rishi has written. For example, the book Bharat Ratnakar. Okay, that is also an ancient book, I think 300, 400 years before it was written. B.V. Raman Saab took that book in 1952 or 55 and published it. Way back then. And what has he written? Many dictas of Bhavat Ratnakar are opposite to what Parashar Rishi has written. Opposite to what the great Parashar Rishi has written. But incidentally, the principles given in Bhavat Ratnakar works in real practice. This is what he has written. And I met so many astrologers, they agree to this point of Dr. Raman. I spent days trying to by heart Bhavat Ratnakar. Especially for each ascendant, he has given different dictums. I spent days trying to by heart. It was my favorite book to be gifted. It was costing some 100 rupees. I used to gift it for every order that we used to get, about 1000 rupees. That and my experiences in astrology by B.V. Raman. Favorite book. But people have to master it. People have to read that. People have to read the Hindi version of it by, I think, not Bhupesh Kumar Ojha, Bipin Bihari or J.N. Bhasin has written. Slight differences you will get, the Hindi version and the English version. Like for example, there is a shloka. For Libra Lagna, Jupiter is good or bad. I think it is from Bhavat Ratnakar also. Why? For Libra Lagna, Jupiter becomes 3rd Lord and 6th Lord. So what B.V. Raman Saab has written, I had to double check it. So when I went to Rajahmundry to meet Madhuri Krishnamurti Shastri ji, my mentor gave 5 questions. Out of the 5 questions, I went into that small town. I went over there just to ask these 5 questions. And one of them was this shloka about Libra Lagna. Libra Lagna, Jupiter is 3rd Lord and 6th Lord. Bhavat Ratnakar says this. Dr. Raman says this. Is it correct translation or not? So you spend some 50,000 the 31st December, instead of being with your family, you are at the hotel at Rajamundry and enjoying your 31st December just to spend 5 days with Madhura Krishnamurti. We have to have that attitude. Attitude of learning, of doing that hard work. Alright, enough of lectures, everyone. It's Saturday night. It is Saturday night, am I right? I'm sorry, I'm lost.
Yes.
Saturday night. You guys need to be with your family. Okay, it's 10:30 in the night. Okay, have a great time, everyone. Happy Nakshatra to all of you, and practice Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Don't leave it. Marry it. Marry Sarvatobhadra Chakra. Love you guys. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.